welcome to the fourth and final game of the evening. Up this time is Flewfie's Adventures. One day disaster strikes on the sweet, colorful world of Cute Mellow, a cute, angry cat named Uzu, and their swarm of monsters have invaded. Under their orders, they begin wreaking havoc on the once peaceful planet. Who is Uzu and what do they want? When they break into the best laboratory of Cute Mellow, they take off with scientist Snail's top secret experiments with one goal in mind: to take over Cute Mellow and all of the surrounding worlds. Join Flewfie on this epic adventure. Fly across the sticky caramel coves, shimmering scenes of the crystal plains, and sneak through the murky depths of the Abandosphere. And explore worlds to discover many quests on your journey. With the help of your friends, Scientist Snail, Bun Bun, and Pinky Panda, can you put an end to the chaos and stop Uzu? I am surprised I made it through that without laughing. So this is a...
Kind of looks like it's trying hard to be cute.
You could say that. Not gonna lie, this is on the cuteness overdose side of things. If you're afraid of getting cavities and or diabetes, you might want to avoid this one. It is sickeningly sweet in terms of its aesthetics. It's like even the monster things look fairly cute and innocuous. And if you think that might belie a great sense of challenge, no. At least not on normal. Didn't actually play this on hard mode, but on normal, the game is actually, normal. It's not easy. It will give you a bit of a challenge, but I can't say I think the only time I came in, the only time I died was when I was doing a challenge for a Steam achievement where, you don't heal in the level. Literally the only time I died, because they are quite generous. If you get hit, they're quite generous with the hearts. I guess that makes sense given the aesthetic here. But it's also, it's got a lot of bullet hell in it. There's a lot of bullets that fly on the screen and all that, and but you can tank those fairly easily. In fact, this game has an upgrade system where I suppose I should mention that in terms of gameplay, this is technically speaking a side-scrolling spaceship shooter, but it's more like, say, Kirby's attempts at that than, say, fucking R-Type or Airbuster. Anyway, I guess there is a bit of platforming. I hesitate to use that word because, you do start outside your ship, and sometimes you do have to wander outside to maybe collect an item or do a jumping puzzle, but it's the most minimalist stuff you could imagine. All you can do is jump, and not very good. This is really more about flying around in a cat UFO and blasting everything and solving puzzles. Anyway, so the game has an upgrade system. A fairly elaborate upgrade system at that, because you've got your UFO, which is comprised of 4 parts, and you've got your outfit, which is comprised of 2 parts. And you will get various items as rewards for opening chests, completing objectives, or getting 100% in a level. And the more stuff you unlock, the more powerful you get. It's like you will increase your offense and defense, and you also gain levels in this, which will increase your stats. And they do make a mild bit of difference, but once again, the game is overall on the easy side. And I think that's where my big problem with the game was. You know, I get it. I do. Like, this looks like a game for kids, and it plays like a game that kids would enjoy. I'm like, and once again, it's got a variable adjustment period, but on what they described as the intended experience, normal, I got through about 2 of the worlds, and then I just got bored. Because I can't say the gameplay really ramped up or changed all that much from level to level. Like, obviously,
question:
it's not.
What's the approximate proportion time spent in and not in UFO? Is the out of UFO just for like story sequences?
I'd say about 98% in UFO, 2% out. You really don't want to be out of the UFO because it controls so shit.
Okay, no, I was just wondering because you can customize your outfit out of it, and some of these cutscenes have you out of it, but most of them you're in it. So I was wondering, like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and yeah, you can see puzzles here. They're not too difficult. They do get more elaborate, but it's still they're nothing that's going to really tax your brain. Like, I suppose the most challenging thing that I encountered in the game was, so this actually has its own triple triad. It's got the original card game. I don't know how to pronounce this, so and it's a made up thing. So Feud, Fyued, which is a card game on the simple side of the equation. It basically works like you've got cards, they've got a certain face value of attack, and they've got attack values on each side, left and right, and you know that determines how powerful they are. You've got 3 columns that can stack 2 cards each, and you know the strategy involved is having the more powerful cards and you know the combinations we're in. And I absolutely fucking hated this. Like, I think I've gone on record as before as I really, really, really fucking hate side card games. I'm one of the people who didn't particularly care for a triple triad. Didn't really care for the card game in Knights of the Old Republic. But this is your mileage may vary. Like I said, in pure mechanical terms, it's on the simple side. You know, it's like 3 turns, 6 cards, no waiting. And you do have to put a bit of investment in terms of time, because there's nowhere, as far as I played, there was no way to get unlocked cards outside of actually dueling other opponents, which in my estimation was a mistake. Because I did not like the card game. Unfortunately, like every like world has a objective in game where the collectibles in this game are like 5 coins and this bean thing. And the bean thing is usually unlocked either via puzzle or by playing the card game. And like if you get to the second world and you haven't played the card game, you're not going to have good enough cards to complete that. Huh. So, bit of a warning there for you completionists, or at least, you know, you will have to spend time on the playing the card game to get through it. Instead of, you know, like once again, triple triad, you know, it was a fair amount, you know, fair part of the game that you could get a lot of cards outside the game. In fact, you had to do that to get some of the best cards. Like, anyway, as a side thing, it's okay, I guess, but I definitely wouldn't buy the game for this. Once again, don't expect anything near triple triad or even like Card City Knights. Dedicated card game, fair enough, but This is a card side game that really feels like one.
Or the Joust from Shovel Knight.
Yeah. Something
what it was called? Whatever it was called.
Yeah, that's
Joustus.
Yeah, Joustus. Anyway, yeah. As far as the main game, it's okay. It's fine. Probably suitable for younger players. Or if you are of the adult vintage and you want to play this, I'd recommend hard. Otherwise, you'll be like me. There wasn't a challenge here. And yeah, I didn't complete the game, but that's what happens when a game bores me. So yeah, overall, it's a fine, I guess, kind of deal. Let's see, the game clock's in at $15. I guess you get what you pay for here. As I said, this game just was so inconsequential, and I'm like, it's solid, just not very exciting. I didn't have a bad reaction to the overwhelming cuteness, but it doesn't do anything for me either. I think that also plays into, I suppose that once again, it's one of those things that's not, there's no nice way to put it, but the art looks a bit cheap. Like,
yeah, it doesn't look very cohesive somehow, in spite of everything being, brightly colored and cartoony.
Yeah,
it just doesn't all seem to mesh that well.
Yeah, it also, it looks like it was generated in Flash about 15 years ago or something like that. It looks okay-ish, but I can't say like I find a lot of artistic merit into it. Like this feels so very paint by numbers artistically. Anyway, yeah, so it's okay. Pick it up if you feel like it. That's about the strongest thing I have to say about it. Anyway, so yeah, that'll about do it for this installment of the Fragments of Silicon Reviews. The week ahead. So coming up on Wednesday, November 17th, we will be having Skate Dice and Kohari Ash of 9mm Girls. I'm not sure if it's like a formal multimedia project, but it's definitely a multimedia project in that it is a webcomic and an upcoming visual novel, which had its demo get released not too long ago. And
interesting.
Yep. And they've confirmed that they will be on the show, so things are smooth there. On Friday, November 19th, we are scheduled to have Stefan Henderson of EBG Entertainment. They are the ones who put out that Boulder Dash Ultimate Mix game that we covered a few months ago. Boulder Dash DX Deluxe Ultimate Edition. There we go. Which Petty Fan reviewed, like I think in September. Anyway, we'll be talking about probably the Boulder Dash franchise as a whole there, and indeed that version. Haven't heard back from Steven yet. We'll see how that goes. And also worth noting, this Wednesday we will be having the last episode of the Last News Desk on the Left as a regular series at the very least. Current plans are to bring it back as not a seasonal special, but more a electorally relevant limited series. Like when we get into the thick of the midterm elections next year, we'll bring this back as like a 13-episode series, and presidential elections just as a regular series. It's done after this week, and coming up in, let's say, quarter one of 2022, MSP will be revived. Max trying to aim for February. We'll see how well that goes. Because I know a lot of it's going to be incumbent on guest bookings. As someone who constantly books for this show, that's a fucking moving target. Anyway, but that's our schedule for the week. And until Wednesday, I shall wish you good gaming.